And when you sit down on the edge of your prop, you want to make sure that your sit bones are right on the edge so that it's rolling the top of your pelvis forward. Okay, and then from there, let your spine grow tall. And rest your hands on your thighs. Close your eyes. Let your shoulders soften. Let your elbows drop heavy. Tuning into your breath. And then for the next few breaths, see if when you exhale, you can let your hips drop a little bit heavier. And a sense of grounding in your hips. And then on your inhales, feel a sense of length through your spine, brightness, stay alert. Exhale, hips drop heavy. Inhale, find that length and space up through your spine, through the crown of your head. So you're staying rooted and grounded, but also finding this sense of brightness. Waking up. And then keep the awareness on both the inhale and exhale. Bring your hands, one hand to your heart, one hand to your belly. And now as you're breathing in, fill into your hands. Fill your belly into your hand, your chest into your other hand. As you exhale, feel your belly and your chest draw in toward your spine. Inhale, filling the hands. Expanding out and up, and then exhale, grounding and drawing your belly, your chest toward your spine. Do that a few more times. Your breath might start to deepen and you'll hear Ujjayi, that gentle whispering sound at the back of your throat. And after your next exhalation, bring your hands to Anjali Mudra in front of your heart. Press your palms together, press your fingers together, bow your head to your heart. Take a moment here to set an intention for practice or make an offering of your practice. An offering to yourself, to your family, to your friends, to all beings. An offering to nature. An offering to something even greater than yourself. And let's gather our breath and share the sound of Om. So keep that deep breath. You're filling into the front of your body, your belly, and your chest. Okay, so as you're ready, you'll inhale and then exhale out Om. So let's take a deep breath in. Really fill up. Take a moment to feel the vibration of the Om through your body, through your spine. And then softly open your eyes as you take your arms out and up. Look up. Exhale and take your right hand down. I'll be your mirror. Take your right hand down. Reach your left arm up and over your head. Try to roll your left shoulder back and root your left sit bone. You can even press a little more into this right hand that's on the ground to root that left sit bone down. And open up these intercostal muscles, muscles between your ribs. Help us breathe a little more deeply. And then bend your left elbow like you want to take it behind you, so like a cactus arm. And then look down towards your right hand and feel that stretch on the left side of your neck. And adjust your neck. You don't have to hold it rigid in one place. Readjust it so you get a little more sensation, make a little more space there. Release anything that's tight or tense. And then stretch that left arm out. Fingertips reach away from your shoulder. And then come on up. You're going to internally rotate this left arm, draw your left thumb down, and then wrap it behind your back. See if you can catch your right bicep or just above the elbow. Sometimes you can even assist with your other arm, your other hand, to take the arm further back behind you. Okay, so once you have the arm, drop your right ear back to your right shoulder. Maybe move your chin around a little bit. Relax the space between your eyebrows, relax your jaw. And keep that sense of grounding in your hips. Lengthen your spine, your core is strong, so you stay upright, shoulders back. And then let your chin roll down toward your chest. Feel the length through the back of the neck. Softening your shoulders, your upper trapezius muscles. And then bring your head back up. You can release your arms and then reach up, look up. Big bright eyes as you reach through your fingertips and then over to the left side. Left hand down, right arm up and over. Roll your right shoulder back, open up the side body. And again, try to keep that right sit bone grounded, so you can even press more into this left hand to give that sit bone a little more weight. And then bend your right elbow behind you, cactus your arm, look down towards your left hand. And stretch along this left side. Remember, you don't have to hold your head rigid and still. You can move around a bit till you find that good space, that sukha, where you need a little attention. Stretch out your right arm, reach to your fingertips. Good, and then come on back up and then we'll internally rotate this right arm. So draw your thumb down, wrap your arm back behind you. You can use your left hand as a little assistant to draw the arm deeper around your body and catch your left upper arm. And then drop your ear toward your shoulder again. This left ear to the left shoulder. Remember, you can move your chin a bit. Ground into your sit bones, your legs. Keep that length up through your spine. Energy drawing up through your spine. Your belly is strong, holding you up. You might even feel your breath into the back of your body where your arm is, to the low back. And breathe into that space. I'm going to roll the chin down to the chest. Soften through the shoulders. Maybe even lean back a bit more if you feel like you're leaning forward. Shoulders right over your hips. And then lift your head, release your arms one more time. Let's circle the arms out and up, reach up and look up. Exhale those hands to the heart this time, Anjali Mudra. Okay, and we'll roll onto our back. Have your strap handy if you want to use it for Supta Padangusthasana, hand to big toe pose. You're going to roll on down and first just hug your knees to your chest. Take a little rock side to side. Rock on the back of your pelvis. And then bring your left foot to the ground, take your right leg up to the sky. Okay, so if you have the strap, you can wrap it around your foot, ball of your foot. Take as much of the strap as you need so that your shoulders and your head are heavy. If you can reach your foot easily, you can take your prana mudra, or your peace fingers, and wrap them around your big toe. If you don't have a strap and you can't reach your toe, then either clasp your hands behind your thigh or your calf. Okay, and then once you have some connection here with this right leg, I'm going to draw the back of your pelvis down toward the ground. Let the weight feel even. Roll your outer right hip forward and your right inner thigh will spiral back toward your face. Okay, and then keep your right thigh strong. Kneecap lifting to the hip. Femur bone grounding into your hip socket. Find that ujjayi here. And then we're gonna we keep the knee bent for now, the left knee. If you want to straighten your left leg, you totally can, or you can keep the knee bent. I'm gonna take this right leg out to the right, but I want you to go really, really slow. There's a lot to feel on the way. Right leg out to the right. Try to heavy your left hip. You might even let your knee fall out to the left if you have your knee bent. And again, keep your right leg super strong. Kneecap lifting to the hip, reaching through your right heel. Try to even drop your left shoulder to stay really evenly grounded. Okay, bring your right leg back up. Now stretch your left leg out. You can remove your strap. So right leg's up to the sky, your left leg is reaching forward. Both feet are flexed, both legs are really strong. You're gonna hover your left leg off the ground so you'll feel your low belly start to engage. And now here, I want you to draw your low back to the ground, best you can. Reach your arms forward and then curl up your head, your shoulders, your shoulder blades. Look right toward your left toes. And you're drawing your low belly in and up toward your sternum. Take a little twist here. So you're going to go over to the left. So both hands to the inside of this right leg, reaching towards that left upper corner of your mat. Maybe even settle your eyes there for a moment. And then switch over to the right, to the outside of your right leg. Try to keep your right shoulder blade off the ground. And then come back through center, breathe in. And then lower your head, your shoulders, and cross your right ankle over your left knee. All in the breath out. Clasp your hands behind your thigh or the front of your shin. Take this figure 4 shape, and you can even rock a little bit here. Again, moving into that good space. Flex your right foot, press your right knee forward. Can even draw your low back away from the ground here. That will help to deepen the stretch in your outer hip. So opposite of the core work where we were pressing the low back down. Now it's okay if the low back draws away. Okay, you're gonna lower your left foot to the ground and now half happy baby. So take your right foot back up to the sky, bend your right knee, take it out to the right, catch your ankle or your foot, and draw your knee toward the ground. So it's Ardha Ananda Balasana, half happy baby pose. Ankle right over the knee. And with that good alignment there, you can draw your knee a little closer to the ground. But again, keep your left hip heavy, left ribs drawing down, left shoulder drawing down. Stay square. Okay, release there. Let's take both legs up to the sky. A little version of Viparita Karani. Arms down by your sides, palms facing up so you're more receptive, a little more relaxed. Roll open your shoulders. Feel your femur bones both grounding into your hip sockets. And then bring your right foot to the ground. Supta Padangusthasana on the other side. Catch your big toe with your first two fingers, or grab your strap, or clasp your hands behind your leg. Ground the back of your pelvis here. Roll your outer left hip forward, left inner thigh spiraling toward your face. So it's a little bit of a external rotation through the left leg. Take as much of the strap as you need so that your head and shoulders relax. We don't want to create any tension up there. I'm going to work into this left leg. Heel lifting to the sky, if possible, toes pointing towards your face. And this is another place where the low back can draw away from the ground to deepen the stretch. And then both sides of your strap into your left hand and start to take your left leg out to the left. Maybe right hand to right hip to ground the hip. And move really slow. We're going to keep reaching through your heel, inner seam of the leg. Maybe your right knee's falling out to the right to create a counterbalance if you feel like you're falling to the left. Okay, back up with the leg as you inhale. Remove your strap, stretch your right leg forward. Flex both feet, engage both legs, and then hover your right leg off the ground. As soon as you do that, you'll probably feel your low belly start to engage. And then you want to press your low back toward the ground. So low belly drawing up toward your face, toward your sternum. Reach your arms forward and then pick up your head, your shoulders, your shoulder blades. Look right toward your toes. Have a space to gaze upon, to settle your eyes. And then over to the right first. A little twist, reaching towards that upper right corner of your mat. And then through center and then over to the left. A little twist there. Try to keep your left shoulder blade off the ground, or just trying to keep the left shoulder blade off the ground. And then back through center. And then lower down, figure four, cross your left ankle over your right knee. Clasp your hands behind your thigh, the front of your shin. Maybe there's a little rock. Maybe some deeper breaths. Maybe to deepen the stretch, you draw your low back away from the ground. And then your right foot comes down, Ardha Ananda Balasana, half happy baby pose. Keep your left knee bent, catch your ankle or your foot. You can even use your strap here if you can't catch either the ankle or the foot. Take your left knee out to the left. Stay with your ankle aligned right over your knee, so we don't want to draw it in or draw it out to the side. Try to keep the alignment square right over the knee, and then draw your knee down to the ground, toward the ground. Try to keep your right side body more grounded. Maybe use your exhales to give you that sense of heaviness and grounding through the right side as you draw your left knee down. And then release both legs up to the sky again, this version of Viparita Karani. Arms down by your sides, palms up, roll open your shoulders, collarbones, heart. Ground your hips. Lengthen up through your legs, through the soles of your feet. Okay, good. Then we're going to bend our knees. We're going to rock up into Navasana. Okay, so you're going to take your arms forward, do a little rock, and see if you can land right on your sit bones. So engage that low belly that we did in that core work on our back. Okay, if it takes you a couple times, that's okay. Take your time. Lift your chest. Feel that grounding into your hips. Grounding your femur bones into your hips, and then that length up through your spine. There's your inhales. You're more bright, more alert, more awake. And then lower your feet. Cross your ankles. We'll come all the way onto our belly from here. So into Sphinx pose. So send your forearms forward, your elbows just about under your shoulders. Forearms parallel, spread your fingers, and then reach your legs back one at a time so you know you're right on the tops of your thighs. And then since we're back bending here, make sure your legs stay strong. You press your pubic bone into the ground and slide your heart forward and up. Feel that length. Okay, take another breath. And then we'll add in half frog here. So slide your left knee out to the left and up toward your left elbow. So your left knee is just about in line with your left hip if possible. And keep drawing your heart forward and up. Feel that length through the front of your spine as you drop your left hip toward the ground. A little more weight into this left hip. So you're taking your left knee away from the midline so you get a nice stretch through your inner thigh muscles. And then let's add on a twist. So you're gonna slide your right arm under your chest, and we're gonna roll around on the ground here. You can lift your left arm up and then open up to the left. So now you're in a supine twist. Hopefully you have a lot of space around you. Draw your left shoulder down as you lift your left hip up. As you're breathing, feel that nice squeeze through your belly as you exhale. Inhale, filling up into any space you can, the belly, the chest, the back body. And exhale, belly to your spine. We're going to come on back to our belly. So left arm lifts up, slide your left leg back. You're back into Sphinx pose. Set yourself up strong through your legs. So you back bend here, and then half frog on the other side. Slide your right knee forward. See if you can make a right angle there in your knee. Deep breath. Try to drop the front of the right hip down a little bit heavier. You might slide your right knee out to the right to find some more space. And then we'll twist, thread your left arm under your chest, right arm to the sky, roll open. So now you're probably feeling this more in your outer hip as you're taking your leg in toward the midline, adduction, and that'll stretch this outer hip. So you drop your right shoulder and you lift your right hip up. And take some deep breaths. And then right arm lifts, come back to your belly, stretch your right leg back. So you're back in Sphinx pose. Stretch your legs back. Press firmly into the tops of your feet so much that maybe your knees lift. Pubic bone presses down. So you choose here. You can stay here. You can come into sleeping crocodile if you need a break from Sphinx. Or you can deepen this back bend slowly and with breath. You're going to turn your hands out a little bit. And on the inhale, you're going to straighten your arms, pull your heart forward and up. Keep pressing your pubic bone down so you stay along through your spine. And then you exhale and bend your elbows. Inhale, press into your hands, press the mat away, straighten your arms, maybe look up. Exhale, come back. And maybe twice more. Inhale, there's that alertness, the brightness, the expanse, and then exhale, lower. One more time. Good. From here, take your elbows out, slide your hands under your shoulders. Let's press up and back. Take a moment in child's pose, Balasana. And then lift your head and slide your arms forward. Come into Anahatasana, heart melting pose. Rest your forehead onto a blanket or your block or the floor. Reach your arms forward. Maybe even stay very active. Keep your elbows off the ground. Lift your sit bones up and back. For the last few breaths, we're going to walk our hands toward each other and press your palms together like Anjali Mudra. And then bend your elbows and bring your thumbs to the back of your neck. So big stretch for your side body, undersides of your arms. Try to roll your outer armpits down like you're hollowing your armpits. Okay, take another deep breath. And then reach your arms forward again. Slide on up to all fours. Okay, from all fours, find Adho Mukha Svanasana, find downward facing dog. And stretch out here, pedal around, wiggle your hips. Let your head hang heavy. Then float your way into plank pose. Firm up your legs, your belly, slide your shoulders away from your ears. You're gonna lower into forearm plank, so one elbow at a time. Lower down, forearm plank. Lift the back of your head in line with your spine. Then we're gonna walk into dolphin pose. Press down into your hands, your wrists, and your forearms as you walk your feet in. Let your head drop eventually so you can gaze toward your toes. Bend your knees as much as you need. Lift your sit bones up. Draw your chest toward your thighs. I'll look forward toward your thumbs. Downward facing dog. Straighten your arms one at a time and then walk your feet back. Dolphin makes for a short downward dog. Take a full breath here. And then come back into plank. Inhale. Lower your knees. Child's pose. Exhale. Okay, we'll come back up to all fours. And from all fours, so tone your belly, lift your right arm up to the sky. Take a twist here, and then we'll thread the right arm under your chest, and then we'll take a half bind. So you're gonna reach your left arm out to the left, and then wrap it around your back, just like we did seated, and roll open your left shoulder. If that left hip feels like it's trying to creep forward, send it back. And then release your left arm, bring it back in front of your face. So as you push yourself up, you're going to turn your left foot out to the left, reach your right arm up to the sky, and send your right leg back. So now you're in this version of Vashisthasana. So we'll do a couple of things where we're on our inside plank, maybe fallen triangle. So make sure when you're standing on one hand, you're isometrically turning your left hand out so it rolls open your left shoulder, like imagine you're opening a jar. Okay, so do that here. So we'll inhale and open up your chest, and then exhale, curl your right arm under your left ribs. And then inhale, open up your chest. Exhale, right arm under your right ribs. One more time. Inhale, reach up and over your head, and then turn back to the top of the mat. Tuck your left toes, lift your right leg, three-legged dog, bend your knee, open your hip. Try to square your shoulders best you can. Keep your left toes pointing forward. On the exhale, draw your knee to your nose. You're going to pull up on your pelvic floor muscles, belly in and up around your spine. Inhale, right leg high. And then over to your left upper arm, still curling in. There's your fallen triangle. So you're going to send your right leg out to the left. Roll to the inner edge of your back foot. Now your right hand is going to keep you balanced. So isometrically turn your right hand to the right like you're opening up a jar. Lift up out of your right shoulder and lift your left arm up. Left hand down, draw your knee back to your nose so you can step it through and come into a low lunge. We'll take a little movement here. So if you want to use blocks, you can take your blocks on the low height or even the medium height would be fine too. We're going to lift your chest, and then as you exhale, you're going to lift your hips, straighten both legs and fold. Inhale, lift your chest. Maybe you tap your back knee down. Exhale, straighten your legs and fold. Okay, a few more times. Inhale. Exhale. Come back to knee down, low lunge, and walk your right foot out to the right. Bring both hands to the inside of your right foot so you're in lizard pose. Maybe you grab a block or two and you come onto your forearms, or maybe you stay right there. Take your hips forward and down, lengthen your spine. Okay, and then you can stay in your left forearm or come back to your palms. We'll take a twist over to the right. Reach your right arm back. You can have your right hand on your right thigh, reach it back, or bend your back knee, catch your foot. If it's easy, it's probably easier to catch your back foot if you're on your hand rather than your forearm, so you might just kind of check in with both. And then twisting here, roll open your chest. Release your foot if you have it there. Come back to lizard. Walk your right foot back to the center and then step back. So we'll come into Balasana with your knees wide, toes together, send your hips back. So we'll take a different Vinyasa here. So from child's pose, settle your hips, lengthen your spine. Stretching your arms forward, as far forward as they'll go, and spread your fingers wide. On your inhale, you're gonna come forward, keep your arms straight, lift your chest, drop your hips, so it's like an upward dog. So arms are straight, chest lifted. You can lift your feet or not. I like the way it feels when I lift my feet. Draw your hips back to your heels, exhale. Inhale, come forward into your back bend. Keep your arms strong, exhale, draw back. So you're massaging your spine here, opening up the front of your hips. And then draw back, take a breath here, Balasana. Back to all fours. As you're ready, lift your left arm to the sky, breathing in. And thread it under your chest, breathing out. Stretch your right arm out to the right, and then wrap your arm around your back. Roll open your shoulder, draw your outer right hip back. Rest your head. And then let's come back. Bring your right hand back in front of your face. Come into Vashisthasana. So you're going to come up, kick your right foot back, take your left leg back, reach your left arm up to the sky. Okay, now you're standing on your right hand, so isometrically turn your right hand to the right as if you're opening up a jar. You're opening up your right shoulder, lifting out of your right shoulder. Take a breath in, open up your chest. Exhale, scoop your left hand under your right ribs. And then inhale, open up. Exhale. Okay, inhale, take your left arm up, reach your left arm forward, tuck your right toes, three-legged dog, left leg goes high, bend your knee, open your hip. Try to keep your shoulders square. So here your right shoulder might try to dip down, try to lift it back up. Knee to nose as you exhale, high on the ball of your back foot, round your spine. Inhale, left leg up. Over to the right upper arm. Send your left leg to the right. Now turn your left hand to the left isometrically to lift up out of the shoulder. Reach your right arm high. Fall in triangle. Take your right hand down, knee to nose, step through. Lower your back knee. Maybe find your blocks if you want to use them under your hands as we move with breath. So inhale here, lift your chest. Exhale, lift your hips, fold. Inhale, you might tap your right knee down, lift and lengthen through your spine. Exhale, fold. And that sense of expansion and brightness on those inhales, folding in, grounding as you exhale. Okay, back to your low lunge and then into lizard pose. Walk your left foot out to the left. Check in here on your hands. Maybe you can go deeper. Bring your forearms to your block. Or straight to the floor even. And make sure if you do come down that your elbows are under your shoulders or in front of your shoulders, not behind. Make sure you have that space through your spine, your heart. And then ending on the twist to the left. So you can stay in this right forearm or come back to your right hand. Twist to your left, hand to your thigh, or maybe extend it back or bend your back knee and see if you can catch your foot. Okay, and then you release your foot carefully if you've got it and come back to lizard. Walk your foot back to the center and then step it back. Knees go wide, big toes touch, balasana. Let's find that same flow. Stretch your arms as far forward as they'll go. Inhale, come forward to this version of upward dog. So it's long, you're long through your spine. Exhale, press into your hands, ground your hips back. Inhale, float forward. Exhale, draw back. One more time. And again, when you come back to balasana, take a breath here. Take a moment to drop heavy. And then come back to all fours. Adho Mukha Svanasana, downward facing dog. Exhale. Press the floor away. Lift your sit bones. Bend your knees as you need. Don't worry about getting your heels to the ground. Okay, let's lift your right leg to the sky. Breathing in, bend your knee, open your hip. Knee to nose, breathing out. Right leg lifts, inhale. And then over to the left upper arm. Stretch your right leg over to the left, fall in triangle, isometrically. Turn your right hand to the right, roll open your shoulder. And then you're gonna bring your left hand down, hug your knee back into your nose. Wild thing if you'd like, you're gonna roll to the outer edge of your left foot, lift up out of your left shoulder, step your right foot behind your left leg, and curl back. Back ribs to the front ribs. Now come back, right hand down, step your right foot forward, come into that long runner's lunge. We'll keep the knee up here. And then lift your hips, straighten both legs, fold. So version of pyramid pose again. Holding for another breath. Let's rebend the right knee. And now you're gonna pivot to the left. Okay, so you're gonna skandasana. So you're gonna keep your right knee bent. You're gonna flex your left foot. Just kind of work into this right hip. You can stay high or maybe you can drop low. So it's like Skandasana is kind of like half malasana, right? You got your right knee opening up to the right, pointing right over your toes. Stretch the inner thigh. Maybe your hands can come to your heart. Okay, now bring your hands back down. Lift back up. Let's step forward this time. Ardha Uttanasana. Halfway lift. And then fold into your legs, Uttanasana. Bring a little more weight into your toes. And then stand up, use your legs, use your core, reach up, look up. Let's catch the left wrist and side bend to the right. Firm up your legs, your belly, stand up tall, reach up, catch your right wrist and side bend to your left. Inhale back up, reach up, look up, and then fold as you exhale. Halfway lift, lengthen, breathing in. Plant your palms, find plank pose, and then take a vinyasa. So you can come all the way down to the ground and find cobra as you inhale, or come halfway down and upward facing dog as you inhale. Either way, the back bend is an inhale, right? And then up and back, downward facing dog. Lift your left leg to the sky with an inhale, bend your knee, open your hip. And exhale, knee to nose. Inhale, left leg lifts. Over to the right upper arm. Stretch your left leg to the right. Fallen triangle. Roll to the inner edge of your back foot. So keep your legs super strong. And then right hand down. Now hug your knee back into your chest. Pivot to the outer edge of your right foot. Wild thing. Step your left foot behind your right. Lift up out of your right shoulder. Back bend. Okay, and then left hand down. Step your left foot forward. Long runner's lunge. Back knee lifted. And then straighten both legs. Lift your hips. Rebend the knee. We're going to pivot to the right, Skandasana. So you're bending this left knee deeply. It's like a half malasana. Flex your right foot. You can stay high, or you can drop your left sit bone towards your left heel. Hands down, or maybe to your heart. Keep drawing the left knee open. So use your outer hip muscles, your abductors, to open up that left knee. Keep your right thighs strong. And then hands down, lift your hips back to the top of your mat. Ardha Uttanasana, breathing in. Uttanasana, breathing out. Stand all the way up. Use your legs, your core. Reach up, look up. Side bend again. Catch your left wrist. Inhale, back up. Catch your right wrist. Side bend to the left. Inhale, back up. And then exhale, fold your way forward. Inhale, halfway lift. Plant your palms. Let's step back to plank. And again, vinyasa of your choice. Come all the way to the ground or halfway down. Cobra or upward dog, breathing in. Downward dog, breathing out. Take a full round of your breath. Okay, from here, step your right foot between your hands, and then let's pivot to the left. Okay, so you're in this wide leg forward fold, and then we're going to turn our heels in, toes out. So now you're in a wide squat, like a wide malasana, and then bring your hands right to the tops of your thighs. Good. So your knees are in line with your toes. Right, your legs are strong on all sides, hamstrings, adductors, abductors. And now we'll twist, okay? So take your left shoulder to your right knee. Exhale. And then back through center. Right shoulder to your left knee. Back through center. Go side to side. Drawing your feet toward each other while simultaneously sending your feet away from each other. While also kicking your heels back, engage your hamstrings. Okay, from here, come back through center. You can bring your hands down. You're gonna let's face the back of your mat. So whatever way you're facing, just depends what leg you're gonna do. So face the back of your mat. You're gonna climb up onto that thigh and find a side angle. So you're reaching toward the back of your mat. Roll open your chest. And then bring both hands down. Ardha Hanumanasana. So face the back of your mat. And then slide your hips back, straighten that front leg. Inhale, come back forward. Come back into that wide leg forward fold, facing the same direction we just were. Take a moment to fold between the legs. Stretch your arms even between your legs, maybe, and reach underneath you, drawing the hips a little more over your toes. Firm up the thighs. And then come back up. Inhale, turn toward the top of the mat. So bring your back knee down. You know, you're facing the front of your mat. Climb up onto your thigh and find this kneeling side angle. like a side lunge. Revolve your chest toward the sky, both sides of your waist long. And then exhale, face the top of your mat. Ardha Hanumanasana, slide your hips back, straighten your right leg. And then from here, lift your head, your chest, step forward, Ardha Uttanasana. And then fold Uttanasana. Standing up, use your legs, use your core, reach up, look up. And you're gonna fold right back down as you exhale. Halfway lift, breathe in. Exhale your left foot back, come into warrior one. So spin your back heel down. Set up your legs, reach your arms up. Just make any little micro adjustments so you feel more stable. Outer right hip back. Lift your chest. Now steady your eyes. When we come into balance, let's do a standing figure 4 shape. So steady your eyes, bring your hands to your heart, push off your back foot, keep your right knee bent so you can cross your left ankle over your right knee. Front of your hips draw back and down. So you might stay or bring your hands down to your blocks or to the floor. Maybe you start to straighten your right leg. Just don't lock out your right knee. Keep a micro bend in that knee. And you can fold here in this Uttanasana variation. Stretching your outer hips. Now rebend that right knee if you straightened it and send your left leg back for a side angle. So turn your left toes out, climb up onto that right thigh, sweep your left arm up and over your left ear, just where we were on our knee. Just to check in with your core, let's stretch your right arm forward as well. Frame your head. Yeah, good. Back up warrior 2, and then into peaceful warrior. Straighten your right leg, triangle pose, Trikonasana. Press evenly into your feet, spread your toes. Exhale, bring your left hand down. Okay, now walk your back foot up a bit so your feet are about a walking distance. And then just have the block on the left side handy, okay? Press into your feet. Now come on up. You might put a little bend in your knees. And then we'll take our arms behind us. So draw your thumbs down, internally rotate your arms, and then reach them back, catch both elbows. Opposite elbows, rather. A little standing back bend here. So even though you're internally rotating your upper arms, feel a sense of external rotation through your chest and shoulders. Breathe in, find that brightness, alertness as your legs are working hard, and then exhale halfway down. Hips back, heart forward. Breathe in again. Exhale the rest of your way down. Your legs are working hard, hugging your thighs together. Press evenly into your feet. Fold as deeply as you can here. Keep your legs strong, kneecaps lifting to your hips. As you're ready, bring your hands down. Find your hand on that left block. It's on the low height, medium height, or tall height for revolved triangle pose. Right hand to your sacrum, extend your spine, and then exhale, twist to your right. Keep squeezing your inner thighs together and roll your outer right hip back. Maybe your right arm floats to the sky if your shoulders feel open. Stack your right shoulder over your left. Exhale your right hand down. Now step up one more thing here, and then we'll stretch those outer hips. Stand up into standing splits. Exhale, bend both knees, tuck your left knee behind your right. Just gonna hover that left shin off the ground and then stand back up. Inhale, standing splits. Exhale, kind of curl in. Hover the left leg one more time. Breathing in. Breathing out, leg hovers, shin hovers, and then have a seat right to the inside of that left foot. Okay, so you're in a seated spinal twist, Ardha Matsyendrasana. Okay, so take your right hand back behind you, lift your left arm up, and then exhale, hook your elbow. Feel that as you hug your knee in, you can even wrap your arm around your knee. Feel that stretch through the outer right hip. A little squeeze again through your belly as you exhale. And then go ahead and release your twist. We're gonna rock forward back into standing splits. Use a little momentum, lift your left leg up. And then step your left foot next to your right. Take your feet a little wider, bend your knees, catch opposite elbows here. Take a little sway, side to side. Nice heavy head. And then release your arms, let's halfway lift. Breathing in. Breathing out, step your right foot back. Virabhadrasana 1, turn your toes out. Bend into your left knee, rise up. Make any micro adjustments. Feel steady. And then coming into balance, so steady your eyes. Bring your hands to your heart. Lean a bit forward, push off your back foot. Steady yourself on that left foot as you cross your right ankle over your left knee. There's a deep bend through the front of your hips. Draw your hips back and down. So you feel that stretch in your outer hips. Now stay, hands to your blocks or the floor, or start to straighten your left leg. But again, it's easy to hyperextend here because you have this right foot pressing into your thigh. So keep a micro bend. Okay, now rebend your left knee. Step your right foot way back. Parsva Konasana, side angle, climb up onto your left thigh. Stretch your right arm up and over. Present to the outer edge of your right foot. Tone your belly. And then again, check in with your core. Can you lift that left arm off of your left thigh? Warrior 2, right into peaceful. Inhale. Triangle exhale. Pause and breathe for a moment here. Bring your right hand down. And left hand down, you're gonna walk your back foot up so that your feet are about a walking distance. Turn your right toes out slightly and grab that block on the right side and just have it close to your left foot. A little bend in your knees, stand up. We'll take our Parsvottanasana, our pyramid pose. So you're gonna turn your palms down, or your thumbs down rather, and take your arms behind your back, both arms. Breathe into the arms, into the low back. Stand strong in your legs, lift your chest. Exhale, hips back, heart forward. Just come halfway down so you feel steady, long through your spine, legs strong. Take another breath in. Exhale, if you can, go a little further, all the way down. Pull up on your pelvic floor muscles, Mula Bandha. Draw your belly in and up, Uddiyana Bandha. Get a little shaky or very shaky in your legs. They're working hard. One more breath. Release your hands. Right hand to your block, any height. Left hand to your sacrum. You're extending your spine here. Exhale, twist to your left. Parvrita Trikonasana, revolve triangle pose. Good, outer left hip goes back, and keep your hand on your sacrum or float it to the sky if you feel like you can stack your shoulders. Trying to press down to that right heel. One more big breath in. Exhale your left hand down, standing splits. Walk forward, lift your right leg up. I know we're gonna stretch that outer left hip in just a moment, but exhale, bend both knees, tuck your right knee behind your left. Flex your spine a bit, and then inhale, extend through your toes. Exhale, one more. This time after you hover, you're gonna sit right to the inside of that right ankle. Ardha Matsyendrasana. Sit up tall, you can always stretch out your bottom leg. Take your left hand back, reach your right arm up, and then hook your elbow as you exhale. Use your exhalation to give you a sense of grounding through your hips. And the inhale brings you that brightness. Call that udana, that upward flowing energy, all the way up through the crown of your head. Go ahead and unwind with your exhale. One more standing split here. Right leg goes up. And then let's step all the way back this time. Downward facing dog. Pedal out through your heels. If you want to take a vinyasa, go ahead, or stay and breathe. Downward dog. Okay, from here, pigeon pose. You're going to take your right knee to the outside of your right wrist. Tuck your back toes. Send your back leg a little bit further back. Prop up your right hip if you need to keep your hips square. Lift your chest. And stay lifted if you like. You can bend your back knee. You can catch your foot. Or you can fold whenever you're ready. Drawing your right toes back toward your right knee. Grounding your pelvis evenly on both sides. You're not falling to one side or the other. Let your eyes soften. And one more deep breath here. Okay, slowly start to lift your head and support yourself back up to your hands. If the prop is under your hip, let's slide that out of the way. You're going to fall to your right. We'll come into Marichyasana 2. So you're going to swing your back leg around and step your left foot right in front of your right foot. Okay. And here you might need your strap. So we're going to drop our left shoulder inside of our left knee. Okay, so you're flexing your spine, you're rounding your spine. And then here's where you can find a bind. You'll take your left arm out to the left. So remember, draw your thumb down, palm faces behind you. Same thing with the right arm, and then you wrap them around, catch your hands. This is where you have your strap, if you'd like to use it. Okay. If you don't have a strap, then maybe you just take your arms out to the sides and twist to the right. Let your fingertips touch the ground. And just twist your chest to the right. So no binds, arms extended, bind with a strap or clasp your hands. And then 1 or 2 breaths, we're going to fold our way forward. So after the twist to the right, bow forward. Relax through your shoulders, your neck, your head again. And then release, lift your head, shoulders, release your bind, let's come up. Uncross your feet, bring them down, fingers face your hips, wrap your elbows in. Let's lift up for altar pose. Take a big breath, and since you're home, take a lion's breath. Stick out your tongue. Lower your hips, cross your ankles, Adho Mukha Svanasana. Okay, now left knee to the outside of your left wrist, pigeon pose. Ardha Kapotasana. Stretch your right leg back, lift your chest. Stay. Again, you might bend your back knee, catch your foot like we did in our lizard pose, or if you'd prefer to come forward right away, then go ahead and fold forward. Close your eyes, feel into your body. You feel your pelvis level best you can. You breathe into the back of your hips, your lower back, wherever you're feeling this pose the most, wherever it's offering the most sensation. Make sure nothing is painful, nothing sharp or shooting. Okay, take another breath. Okay, bring your hands down, support yourself up. Move your prop if there's one under your hip so you can swing your right leg all the way around. Step it right in front of your left foot. Okay, Vinyasa 2. Drop your right shoulder inside of your right knee, so flex and round your spine. Take your arms out, thumbs down. If you know you need a strap, grab your strap in one hand, or maybe you're going to stay here, fingertips on the ground, twist to your left, or clasp your hands behind your right hip. Okay, and then twist to your left. So find this twist for a few breaths. And then fold your way forward for a few breaths. So you're rounding your spine. Keep hugging your right knee toward your right ribs. Relax your shoulders. Take another breath. Relax the weight of your head. And then release, lift your head, your chest, release your mind. Again, one more altar pose. Take your hands behind you. Take your feet down, wrap your elbows in, lift your chest. Maybe lift your hips. Maybe take another big lion's breath or sigh out through your mouth. And then lower your hips down. We'll come onto our back. We can scoot forward and then lower all the way down. Take your knees back up into your chest. Soften or close your eyes as you rock your body side to side. Good, and then we did Ardha Ananda Balasana, half happy baby. So let's take full happy baby here. Catch your ankles or your feet. Remember to align your ankles right over your knees. You take your knees wide, and then a little rock side to side. Maybe you want to straighten one leg as you bend the other. Think of that Skandasana pose. And then when you're ready, bring your feet down and then take your feet together, knees wide. Take one hand to your belly, one hand to your heart. In this Supta Baddha Konasana, if you need some support for your hips, take blocks under your knees. Just a few breaths here. Close your eyes, and again, as you're inhaling, you're expanding into your hands. As you're exhaling, you're feeling your belly, your chest fall toward your spine. One more exhale, whenever you get there. And then draw your legs back together. Take your time and stretch your legs out for Shavasana. If there's any props you want to grab, feel free to take your time. Set yourself up. Make sure you're nice and warm. Let your body settle here, breath by breath, moment by moment. Adjusting anywhere you need to find that ease, good space, so that you can practice relaxation. As you're ready, you can slowly begin to deepen your breath. And find some small movements through your fingers, your toes, ankles, wrists. Stretch your arms over your head. Reach from your fingertips to your toes. Take a big breath in. Exhale, drop your body heavy once more. Take your time, bend your knees, roll to one side, use your arm as a pillow. With your eyes soft or closed, find your seat. Ground your sit bones as you exhale. Lengthen your spine as you inhale. Shoulders right over your hips. Open up through your chest, your heart space, and bring your hands there, Anjali Mudra. Come back to your offering for today, for this practice. Again, let your offering extend out to your family, your friends, all beings, to nature. Let's pass these blessings forward. And let's close our practice with the sound of Om. As you're ready, take a nice deep breath in. Thank you so much for the blessing of your company. May others as well benefit from our practice. Namaste.